guys, welcome to my vegan kitchen. I'm Michelle. So I'm gonna keep going on this low carb train. I have an amazing recipe for you guys. It is shepherd's pie. So if you haven't subscribed, go ahead, hit that subscribe button, tap on the bell, and let's cook. All right guys, I am so glad to have this recipe to share with you all, because you think low carbs and you think it has to be, not hearty. You don't think low carbs and hearty, but this recipe, so good, so good. We're gonna use cauliflower as our mashed potato part. So we're gonna use it instead of the potatoes because we're trying to keep low on the carb. So I just have a nice big head of cauliflower here. Let me try what I see on TikTok. Let's see if we could break this apart the way they say. Oop. It worked! I was able to break it apart, honestly, without using the knife, so it did work. So we want to break this cauliflower down into florets, and I'm just going to add it to the colander and give it a nice, good wash. All right, so now that we have the cauliflower wash, I'm just gonna put it in a pot. So it's washed, it's in our saucepan. We're gonna add some water. All right, so you're just gonna fill this up. And then we're gonna turn the flame on. And we're gonna allow this cauliflower to cook until it's tender. Our cauliflower is now cooked, it's fork tender, so it's not too soft. It's just enough that when you put the fork in there, it will pierce it, but it's not mushy, all right? So once we do that, let's go over to the sink and we're gonna drain this off. Ooh, that was a little hot. I'm really straining this off, making sure I get out as much water as possible. Cauliflower could be a little bit on the moist side, so I just want to get out as much as I can. That also helps to cool it down a little bit. All right, once we do that, we're gonna move over here and we're gonna place the cauliflower in our food processor. So once you've blended your cauliflower down till it's nice and smooth, you may have to stop a couple of times in between just to scrape the sides down, but that's what we have right here. We're gonna just take this and we're gonna place this right on the side. So now we're gonna prepare the filling that's gonna go on the meaty part of the shepherd's pie. So you know how shepherd pie is. The bottom part is like that ground meat. This is what we're gonna use. We're gonna chop some onions, chop some garlic. I have this leftover sorry piece of zucchini. We're gonna add it to that. We're gonna also add some mushroom and we're gonna chop some walnuts. But the protein, the real protein base is gonna be tempeh. So I'm gonna add that to it also. We're gonna saute this first, then we're gonna add this in. I did not chop my tempeh yet. I'm just gonna kind of crumble that all in. So let's put this all together so you guys can see what it really is gonna look like. I got a nice big skillet here and I'm gonna add some grapeseed oil. You can use any kind of neutral oil that you have. Go ahead and add that in, and we're gonna add in the onions, the garlic, and a little bit of zucchini that I have. Like I said, you don't have to add the zucchini. I just had some left over and I'm not gonna waste it. I wanna use up everything that I have. So we're gonna let that saute a little bit. Let's just get the onions a little bit cooked. Let's give it like 1 to 2 minutes. Let's get the oven preheated at 375. All right, so that'll be ready by the time we get everything assembled. So while that's still sauteing, this is a good time to kind of break up our tempeh and talk about it. So tempeh is one of those things, you've seen me use it in recipes before, but I know a lot of you guys are not familiar with it. And if you are familiar with it, you hate it. You absolutely hate it. And that's why I'm bringing you all these recipes that have tempeh. It is the highest when it comes to protein in our plant-based diet. So that's why I'll choose tempeh over any other forms of protein. Secondly, There really is no taste to the tempeh, and you can season it to your desired taste and make it in any dish that you really want to try. Come on in so you guys can see. Okay, so our tempeh, mushrooms, onions, and garlic have browned up nicely. So to this, I am going to add some, I forgot what I'm about to add. Wait a minute. All right, I'm about to add some Better Than Bouillon chicken, no chicken base. Okay, so it's vegan, it's vegan. You can also do vegetable broth. I don't know why that stumped me. I'm also gonna add some tomato paste, some coconut aminos, smoked paprika, and I do prefer the smoked paprika than the regular paprika. It gives it nice color and such a good flavor. We're gonna add some sprigs of thyme, and I'm Jamaican, so I love thyme. Love, love, love thyme. I'm gonna kind of break that up in there a little bit. And I'm leaving the stems. We're gonna cook it out. We'll pull it out at the end. All right, that smells so good. All right, get that all mixed up. Get your tomato paste melted. And we're gonna give this a couple of minutes to kind of cook down, let everything simmer. I might add a little bit more water. You know, kind of look at your texture because we want to have some gravy for this to simmer into. So let me add a little bit more water, and then I'm going to let that simmer for about 5 minutes. And this is what it looks like once it's simmered. Look how dark and rich and delicious that looks. So now that our tempeh is cooked, I have this nice dish here. We're just going to assemble everything. You see how easy that was? We're just gonna, in our dish, we're just gonna add our tempeh, right? Slice right out, assemble it by spreading it out in your dish to all corners, all right? Gosh, this smells so good, and it looks so delicious. I tell you, you can have hearty foods, and it actually be low in carbs, high in protein. I'm on the vegan keto diet, and for those of you who are wondering, yes, you can be keto and vegan at the same time. Yes, I also have a whole meal plan that you could download. I'll leave the information in the description box just in case you guys are interested in burning some fat and just eating a low carb meal. Also, it's great for people who are diabetic. So these recipes are so easy, they're delicious, and they're great for diabetics. What more could you ask for? Anyway, let's keep assembling. Let's put the spoon to the side, and now we're gonna add the cauliflower mash right to the top. So we were gonna come back for that, and we're just gonna add that and spread it out. Food makes me so excited, and this recipe is very exciting because who knew that we could still have shepherd's pie? Who knew? Who knew? Who knew? You know what you could do also? Some people add a little cheese to the vegan cheese, that is. Some people add a little cheese to the cauliflower mash. You could do that also. That will add like a little bit of another layer of flavor. All right, it's all assembled. We're gonna pop this in the oven for 15 to 20 minutes until the top gets nice and toasty and it's all bubbly and cooking inside. Let me go pop it in. All right, it's about that time. Our shepherd's pie is done. Let's pop it out of the oven. All right, guys, look at that. That's our shepherd's pie. It's beautiful. All right, I'm gonna let this cool down for a couple of minutes before we decide to cut it, okay? So as you can see, I added some sprigs of thyme just to kind of dress it up, and that's how you kind of wanna put it on your table and present it. But now we're gonna taste it. So let's dive in. Let's get some of this goodness. All right, let's go in here. Oh, that looks good. Look at that, guys. That looks like shepherd's pie. It sure does. Get that on a plate. That looks nice. Yay. So let's taste it. I can smell it. It already smells good. So it's a little hot, but let's get into it. This is good. It's hearty, flavorful. This is really good. This is perfect. Full of protein, low carbs, good for you. What else could you ask for? Guys, don't forget to subscribe. Go ahead, hit that subscribe button, tap on that bell, and I'll see you next time for another healthy, delicious, low carb, plant-based meal. Bye, guys. This is good.